Ron DeSantis and his Surgeon General, Dr. Lopato, say that vaccines aren't necessary anymore. Everybody can rejoice. The children in the state of Florida are free. That's all BS. I'm Dr. Hassan. I'm going to tell you why this is all just a political stunt. You know who you haven't heard of in the past 6 months, 9 months since Donald Trump became president? Ron DeSantis. You know who ran against Donald Trump for the presidency? Ron DeSantis. You know how you get back in the news and get people like me making videos about you? You say overarching things like vaccines don't work or they're not necessary. The facts are that in Florida, you could actually get a medical exemption, and 5% of parents out there who think that vaccines aren't good for you have gotten that exemption. 5% of kids in Florida are not vaccinated. All this does is if it makes it through Congress, it's going to make it easier to exempt your kids from getting vaccines. That being said, 95% of parents in Florida still get the vaccinations for their children for preventable diseases like MMR, polio, chickenpox, of all things. These vaccines have been around for a long time. I've gotten them. My kids have gotten them. And the reason being, it's preventing diseases that can really incapacitate you for the rest of your life. Now, this is nothing more than a political stunt to get back in the news, especially pandering to those folks that feel like their liberties were taken away during the pandemic when a vaccine was pushed out. But you have to remember that, and look, I agree, I understand, and I sympathize that, there probably might be some side effects of these vaccines that we don't know of, and they were kind of forced upon us. But that being said, it was a pandemic. There literally was the world shutting down. Nobody could do anything. Everybody was scared. We were wiping down our oranges with bleach. So everybody just take a minute, look at the entire situation. The world had never gone through a pandemic in the modern age in the past before. But that being said, I sympathize and I empathize and I understand that vaccine makers and drug makers and, medical makers in general are businesses as well. And we need to keep them at a higher standard and keep them kind of honest. And so this is more targeted toward that crowd to kind of generate buzz for Ron DeSantis. And this is nothing more than a political stunt. What do you guys think? That's my opinion. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.